Like, these animators are on shaky ground.
Yes, correct.
What happened with the actor strike? Did they settle that?
Zegler. Her incredibly off-putting personality is not the only thing you will get out of Rachel Zegler while talking to her. She will remind you she hates.
Disney panics over Rachel Zegler's Free Palestine stance. Snow White doomed? Rachel Zegler just took Disney's Snow White disaster to the next level. The controversial lead of the highly criticized remake has now stepped into political waters, publicly supporting Free Palestine. And guess what? Disney executives are reportedly freaking out, terrified that this could trigger an even bigger boycott of the film. And honestly, they might be right, because let's be real, Disney is reaping what it sowed. The backlash against Snow White was already out of control, and now, thanks to Zegler's latest move, the drama has reached new heights. Even Joe Rogan, yes, the man who discusses everything from UFC fights to alien conspiracies, has now jumped into the conversation. But before we get to his take, let's rewind and see how we got here. The most disliked trailer in YouTube history back in August 2024, Disney dropped the first teaser for Snow White on YouTube. Instead of excitement, they got an absolute disaster. Within weeks, the teaser became the most disliked movie trailer in YouTube history, racking up nearly 1 million dislikes versus just 68,000 likes. In the first 24 hours alone, it had already amassed 193,000 dislikes, leaving Disney in full-on PR crisis mode. And the comments? Brutal. One user mocked, "I came here purely because I saw on Facebook that this video has over 1 million downvotes, and I really wanted to be a part of that community." Another roasted Disney's efforts. "Wow, Disney, you truly are incredible. It took you 3 years, multiple rewrites, unnecessary CGI, and $29 million just for me to enjoy the comment section of a movie I'll never watch. Bless you." The message was clear. Fans were angry, disillusioned, and making their voices heard. What went so wrong? So how did Snow White go from a classic fairy tale to a full-blown disaster? Bizarre casting decisions. Fans were already skeptical when Rachel Zegler was announced as Snow White. But what really pushed them over the edge were her own comments about the 1937 original. Disrespect for the classic, instead of honoring the beloved Disney film, Zegler trashed it. In resurfaced interviews, calling it extremely dated and mocking its romance as creepy and weird. Yeah, not exactly what lifelong fans wanted to hear. The dwarfs controversy. Instead of the iconic Seven Dwarfs, Disney originally planned to feature a random group of magical creatures to be more inclusive. This backfired horribly when actors with dwarfism called them out for their bizarre decision. Disney scrambled to fix it, eventually switching to CGI characters, but the results? Lifeless, awkward, and downright weird. Now, the political firestormas? If things weren't bad enough, Zegler has now stepped into political controversy with her vocal support for Free Palestine. And while she has every right to express her opinion, Disney is not happy. With tensions running high, the last thing they wanted was their already divisive lead actress sparking an even bigger PR nightmare. With Snow White already tracking for one of Disney's worst box office openings ever, could this be the final nail in the coffin? What do you think? Is Disney's panic justified, or is this controversy overblown? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like and subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an update. And hey, why support corporations that don't care about you? Check out Vacation Radio for music actually made for you. Link in the description. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Snow White is different, and it's more of a 2022 version of Snow White. What did you mean by that?
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. And she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader.
Rachel Zegler's PR disaster, Disney's Snow White in freefall. If you thought the backlash against Snow White couldn't get worse, think again. Rachel Zegler's comments about the original film have infuriated fans, and instead of stepping in to do damage control, Disney doubled down, standing by her critiques rather than defending the beloved classic. The result? Even their most loyal supporters feel alienated. But it gets worse. The PR nightmare that just won't end. In a desperate attempt to salvage the situation, Disney sent Zegler on a press tour to soften the damage. But instead of winning fans back, her sudden praise for the film felt forced and insincere. No one was buying her sudden change of heart, not after her viral earlier critiques had already cemented her disdain for the original. And then, the real bombshell dropped. I was scared of Snow White for a decade. What? In a recently resurfaced 2022 interview with Entertainment Weekly, Zegler revealed that as a child, she found Snow White so terrifying that she avoided it for over 10 years. But that wasn't even the most shocking part. She went on to call the film extremely dated in its portrayal of women, claiming that the remake would redefine the phrase fairest of them all, not to emphasize beauty, but justice instead. For some, this sounded like a modern twist. But for many others, it was yet another direct attack on the legacy of the original film. Fans are not having it. Social media exploded with backlash. TikTok users compared Zegler's attitude to Holly, Bailey's, who starred in The Little Mermaid. Unlike Zegler, Bailey celebrated the original while embracing her role, earning praise for her respectful approach. But Zegler? Fans saw her tone as brash and condescending, the complete opposite of the kind-hearted princess they grew up with. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. Disney found a way to cast someone for Snow White whose entire personality on a marketing tour is, "I hate Snow White." Ouch! With Disney already struggling to win audiences back, and now another controversy swirling around Snow White, could this be the moment the film is officially doomed? What do you think? Did Rachel Zegler torpedo her own film? Or is this backlash blown out of proportion? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Because this story, it's far from over. Rachel Zegler's eye roll heard around the world, Disney in panic mode. Just when you thought the Snow White disaster had peaked? Think again. Rachel Zegler has once again poured gasoline on the fire, this time in a now viral video where she was caught on camera rolling her eyes and scoffing at the mention of Snow White's classic love story. The reaction? Brutal. Fans are furious, and they're letting Disney know it. Instead of embracing the timeless fairy tale, Zegler's dismissive attitude came across as mocking the very film she's supposed to bring to life. Fans didn't just see this as a bad take, they saw it as outright disrespect toward a beloved classic, and they weren't quiet about it. The backlash erupted across social media with furious comparisons to past Disney princess actresses, who had shown reverence for their roles and respect for the stories they were bringing to life. Zegler, on the other hand, seemed embarrassed by hers. Disney executives are reportedly panicking. With outrage mounting, speculation is running wild. Did Disney make a huge mistake with their casting? According to insider reports, studio execs are scrambling to contain the damage. Some even claim they're considering limiting Zegler's press appearances just to prevent any further PR disasters. But here's the problem. It's too late. With every resurfaced interview and viral clip, the narrative keeps solidifying. Zegler was the wrong choice for Snow White, and Disney has no idea how to fix it. Now the big question remains, can Disney salvage this disaster? Or is Snow White already doomed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Like, share, and hit that notification bell. Because trust us, this drama is far from over. Intro. The storm continues. Zegler, Palestine. And Disney's PR nightmare? Just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse for Disney's Snow White remake, Rachel Zegler threw another curveball into the chaos. In the midst of the ongoing political conflict, Zegler publicly expressed her support for Free Palestine, a move that ignited both praise and fury. While some applauded her for taking a stance, others saw it as yet another controversial statement adding fuel to the fire. Disney's already shaky ground gets shaken. Even more, the timing couldn't have been worse. Disney was already reeling from the massive backlash surrounding Zegler's portrayal of Snow White and her disrespectful comments about the original film. Just when they thought they had maybe weathered the worst of it, this new political storm hit. Disney now found itself in an impossible situation, caught between a rock and a hard place. Conservative media outlets jumped on the story, calling for a boycott of the film, accusing Disney of becoming too politically divisive. This only further divided the conversation around the film. The PR tightrope, alienating fans versus supporting. Zegler Disney was now facing a difficult choice.